Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Moran and you are on Moran Arcana, and today I wanted to speak about the Outlaw Oracle. I don't do this much more anymore on my channel, like flip throughs or reviews of decks, but I received this deck a week and a half ago or something like this, and I've been using it and I really enjoy it, so I just want to make you discover this deck and also speak about it and give you my reviews and opinions about the deck. So it's a deck that is very much, first of all, it's very much like based in like southern US in terms of imagery. So that's why you have the kind of bandana as a background. This is also what I used to, it's kind of the cloth I used to hold the deck. So it's very much like this American vibe, I feel, at least, you know, like this cowboy vibe. But yeah, it's a deck that is very much in the atmosphere of, like, you know, being a free spirit, being rebellious a little bit, being an outcast, being an outlaw, and doing things your own way, and, you know, building your own path, and all this type of keywords and atmosphere. This is one of the reasons why I like the deck, because of this atmosphere and this universe that is the deck about, you know, this outlaw and outcast, and many of us can probably relate, that we are in the spiritual sphere, the tower sphere. We can relate to these aspects of being an outcast, sometimes an outlaw, you know, someone that does things their own way. They don't really care about what others think. But yeah, so this is a deck around this theme. So as such, it does have the design of like a famous cigarette brand. I don't know if you can recognize, if you're not smoking, you won't maybe recognize it, but it's yeah, it's a famous cigarette brand. So it does open like a pack of cigarettes, but this is the box. So you can see here you have the deck, you have some cards here, and it does really look like a pack of cigarettes, because you even have this line here where you know, you will pull the plastic line and then you will open the pack. Anyway, it's just meant to be like a pack of cigarettes. It's even called the pack. So in the back it says, a full pack of outlaw intuition. Tired of the traditional love and light oracle decks? Need something a bit stronger? Tap into your outlaw intuition with the evocative images and pull no punches, truth packed into this 44 card oracle deck and guidebook. Inspired by the rebellious and the freedom-loving outlaw country music movement, envisioned and conjured by Hilary Banks' self, creative design by Yana Saint Levi, I don't know. But yeah, it's by Hilary Banks. You can find her website here, theoutlaworacle.com. Hilary is also a very kind person. I've spoken to her a few times on Instagram because I was posting pictures of her deck, and she's a very loving person, very kind person. You know, this type of people, you know, they have a good energy. So I've never met her, but I know she has a good energy, and she must be a good person to be around. You know, you feel different when you're around her. And there are people like this that have an aura of, when you're around them, you feel good about life and you feel good as a whole. But yeah, let's open the deck now. So we have the deck that opens like a pack of cigarettes, like I told you, and then we have the guidebook, and then we have the cards. So we're gonna have a look at the guidebook because it's also a very interesting guidebook. So the guidebook is, let me check how many pages we have. 142 pages, so it's not too bad, it's quite complete. So in the guidebook we have obviously the table of contents, and you have a little bit of like a premise of the deck. For the wild, untamed part of ourselves, for the rebel hearts and the free spirits, for the outsider, the exiled and the othered, for those who choose to cut their own path and blaze their own trails. The deck is for you. And then you have a little prayer that she did. So that's very nice. And then your introduction. So this is all about like how the deck came into existence. So Hillary is explaining what happened, and she's explaining a little bit of her life as well, that she traveled and she met this spiritual teacher and all these type of things. And she's explaining why the deck came to be, because it didn't intend to be that at the beginning. Then there's a little bit of alignment, invocation, setting the space with your card, and then it speaks about the suits, because this deck is divided into suits: fire, earth, air, and water. This just gives you a little bit more of if you know the elements, it gives you a little bit more depth into the cards, so that's very good. And then we speak about the cards. So she's explaining about reversal as well. Also, you don't have to read reversals, all these type of things. Card descriptions, then she's explaining the oracle spreads. So she's giving you 1 card draw, 3 card draw, 5 card spreads, and all, you know, the meaning of the position. And then we go into the cards. So as I said, it's in different suits. So when you put the guidebook like this, you can see the different colors. So it's divided in colors in the guidebook, which is easy for you to find it. And then for each card, we have a picture of the card. We have the keywords that are on the cards. Then you have a little bit of a sentence that is usually on the side of the card or somewhere, but it can be hard to read. And then we have some description here, like quick thing, like straight shot is just to know, you know, for example, here the North Star, the straight shot is: I know what I desire and I make moves towards it. I choose authenticity, I don't need outside approval. And then we have the upright meaning, the reverse meaning, and then some songs that are recommended in relation to this card. So that's very nice. And then there's this description of the meaning of the card that was intended. So sometimes it's on one page when the meaning doesn't need to be explained by like a lot, and sometimes it's on 2 pages. So you have this for all the cards, which is very good. So yeah, I like this. This is very nice. Like here you can see the cactus, you only have 1 page. But yeah, and then at the end you have a little bit of the story about the artist. And then at the end you have thank you. So this is a lot of thank yous. And yeah, so that's for the guidebook. Now we're going to look at the cards. So these are the backs of the cards. They're very nice, very detailed. I like this kind of snakes here. It's, I don't know if it's, you can read it in reverse as well, which is good if you do reversals. Cardstock is pretty good as well. It's pretty durable. It's on kind of a matte finish, but I think there's a layer of something, because it's not it's not like a matte. There's some kind of like nice finish on it. So it could be just matte, but the finish is nice on this card. There's the edges as well, the gold edges. So very nice, very pretty. And now we're gonna go on to the cards. They're not in orders because I've used them, so we're just gonna have a look at the cards. But yeah, so here we have sunset with completion, achievement, relief. I'm not gonna read all of them to you, but I can show you at least the imageries. As I said, it's very much American, so it's very much like Southern America as well. You're gonna see like desert rose, for example. You have a lot of like images with horses. Here we have pioneer, trailblazer, explorer, and long haul driver. And it's the same, you know, the keywords are very American. I think trailblazer is a very American word. But yeah, cactus, so you see a lot of like southern influence, and country, like she said. So there's a lot of reference to like southern US, like scorpion. And the images have been so like you can see here, it's pretty much impossible to read, but there's I mean, impossible no, but it's very hard to read sometimes. So there's like more keywords here. So here it says chasing passion and freedom for wild ride, and you have a picture of two people on the motorbike. And the main keywords are unbridled, adventurous, gamblers. So yeah, sometimes it can be hard to read in, like, let's say for example on this card, you looking for answers. I can read it, but it can be hard to miss. And yeah, the pictures have been like, have this kind of like old effect, almost as if you took it on a, you know, not a phone, but like I forgot the name now, a photography device. I forgot the name, how to say it, but that is like from older times, you know, like maybe the 90s or something like this. So it gives a very nice vibe as well, nice atmosphere, this type of like filter that's been applied on the card that looks like old pictures. So there are 44 cards, but it's, I don't mind the number of cards. It's a very nice deck. I'll shuffle and pull the cards for all of us for all of you watching. But yeah, that's the deck. So very nice. I like this deck, to be honest. Like, I think it's gonna be one of my favorites and one that is not gonna leave my collection. But yeah, so let's have a look and pull a card for you, and I will read to you the description in the guidebook so you understand a little bit more what the deck is about. So let's do this. I always do it, so I will do it also for this. I cut the deck in 3 all the time. And let's see what we have. So we have the Outlaw. It's funny because we're speaking about the Outlaw Oracle, and we have the Outlaw. Independent, authentic, the outlier. And then here, let me see if I can read. Operating outside of the establishment. So let's have a look at what it says. You also have a number you can see here with the elemental correspondence. You also have a number. So here's number 8. So you can have a look at number 8, and it says, so independent, authentic, the outlier, operating outside the establishment. Straight shot is, I know who I am and what I stand for. I do things my way. The upright meaning is capability, resourcefulness, action, potency, authenticity. You are standing your ground, holding an advantage despite challenges or disruption, staying above water with great effort, and working hard and fast, feeling defensive and on guard. The reversed meaning will be hold off in handcuffs and a lack of ability or resources. You are not standing your ground or defending your position. Authenticity, deciding is not worth and bowing out or curtailing to please outside influences. An original, a fake. Then you have 2 recommended songs for this. You have The Bandit or Eastbound and Down, both by Jerry Reed. If You Ever in Oklahoma by J.J. Cale, and Left You For Me by Brooke Eden. And then you have Stone Hotel for the reverse meaning. So you both have a song for the reversed and the upright meaning. Stone Hotel by Jamie Wyatt, Big Iron by Marty Robbins, or Can I Get an Outlaw by Luke Combs. And the meaning is, to outlaw is to banish someone or something, making it or them illegal. Once you are labeled an outlaw or a bandit, you have to make a choice. You can either accept your lot in life and surrender to the authorities, or go on a run as a fugitive, constantly looking over your shoulder. Outlaws are excluded from the benefits or protection of the law, according to the dictionary. In past days, persecuting or even killing an outlaw was encouraged. Once you were deemed an outlaw, all bets were off, making being branded one of the most dangerous and harsh punishments possible. In his essay, The Thematic Paradigm, Robert Ray explains how there are 2 distinctly different heroes, the outlaw hero and the official hero. The official hero embraces common values and traditional beliefs, while the outlaw has a clear sense of right and wrong but operates above the law. Ray. Frequently, those branded as outlaws are products of circumstances. They find themselves condemned, wrongfully accused, misunderstood, or outcast because of race, sexual orientation, or their choice to exercise bodily autonomy or utilize forbidden plant medicine, among various other reasons. The outlaw country music movement was sharply defiant and valued creative freedom above all else. Outlaw musicians like Waylon and Willie were branded as such because they decided to play the songs they wanted, where they wanted, at dive bars and honky-tonks, instead of performing to squeaky clean pop country standards manufactured on Music Row in Nashville. To be outlaw is to defy expectation, oppose conformity, and eschew the external authorities in pursuit of unapologetic, that's a hard word to say, authenticity. In his book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey said, "Follow the rules until you're man enough to break them. In other words, if you pull this card, ask yourself if you are going your own way." And that's the end of the meaning of the card. But yeah, I really enjoyed this deck. It's a very nice deck. I've been pulling some cards. You know, I don't really necessarily look at the guidebook, but I pull a few cards. Let's say I pull 3 cards, and then I try to make a story. The outlaw comes back. I try to make a story with, you know, the keywords, the elements, and what I feel about, you know, what the deck wants to tell me. So I really enjoyed this deck. Yeah, I think it's a great deck. I think it has a very different vibe and energy than any other Oracle that I have in my collection. So I'm very glad to have it, and I think I will keep this deck for a long time, if not forever, because it's very much, you know, I'm a very kind and, let's say, quiet person. When you see me in real life, but in my heart I have an aspect of my heart that is very rebellious, so I really relate to this. But yeah, anyway, that was the Outlaw Oracle by Hilary Banks self, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy seeing this deck. If you have it, let me know what you think about the deck, what's your experience with it so far. If you don't have it, let me know still what you think about the deck, if you think it could be a deck that would join your collection or not. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.